talk today about treating my tremor. I've done a lot of different things to treat my tremor. Most of them haven't necessarily been that successful, given that my tremor continues to deteriorate. But I do think a lot of the techniques I've learned are helpful. So I wanted to talk first about a technique that I found in a paper. I'll link the paper below. Basically, when I read the paper, it really resonated with me because I found that when I tried less hard to do things, the things were paradoxically a bit easier to do. So that's kind of what the paper says. Of course, it's very hard to try to do something with your hand and yet not try to do it at the same time. So, what are the steps that this paper outlines? The first one is use less strength when engaging in tasks. They say try to touch an object like it's made of jello. Okay, so what you want to do is keep yourself calm and holding this in my left hand, which is the good one, but then I want to touch it lightly with my right hand. And you can see my tremor is acting up. So one of the things that I want to do is, if it's acting up, stop. So then when I start again, I'm going to do something that they do when they're treating stroke patients, which is to have an assistant hand to help. So instead of trying to touch it solely with this hand, I'm going to use both. And then I'm going to sort of carry the weight in that hand, or I might use this hand. I can use my good hand to support the hand that has trouble. And that is a trick that is done with stroke patients. It's like you're getting your body used to making the motion. And then I'm also mindful of just to touch it so lightly, almost like it's made of jello. That's the idea. Touch like it's made of jello. Another thing that they have is giving yourself a verbal cue. They suggest just do it, which brings me great anxiety. I would also suggest, instead of just do it, how about something like try, right? So I could do this here and try to coach myself, just try, and remembering my cue to hold very gently. Now, another tip that's good for anybody that has intention tremor, that sometimes if you don't look at the object, it can be helpful. So you can try doing the things without looking and see if that improves your tremor. You can see, for me, doesn't necessarily. A few other useful things from this technique that I am using somewhat is don't forget about strength training. So I'm going to do another video about strength training and using putty and things like that. But if you have a tremor, I bet your hand is also getting weaker because you don't use it so much, right? I don't use my hand to do anything because it doesn't work to do anything. So I have to specifically work on strengthening it. Another aspect is that I have to find a way to accept that this is what my hand is going to do, right? It doesn't help if I get angry at my hand or myself for the tremor. Every bit you can do will help. You won't be able to do it 100%, but every bit you can do will help, and every bit of acceptance will really help. And this is where just try is a good idea. Like, you're not going to do it perfect. Just try to lift the cup without shaking. Just try. That's all. And the last thing that they suggest, and I haven't done this yet, but I think I'm going to start, is to do something like Qigong as part of your practice, right? Because that's a practice that's really going to help to center all of your energies, and so that may provide good aid to your tremor as well, even though it's not directly addressing your tremor. Okay, that is what I wanted to say today. I have lots more that I want to say about different exercises and things that you can do that are useful for tremor. Give me a comment if any of this resonates with you, if you have a tremor, if you're trying to do different kinds of exercises. I'd appreciate the feedback and the communication with others. I hope that you have a good day.